So family, the video that I'm about to create right now is a video that I'm going to title it the Destruction of the Three World Powers. And those three world powers has to be destroyed in order that Israel um, obtain full liberty, like completely free. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So let's get started. So family, the reason I say all world power has to be destroyed in order that the children of Israel that were scattered to the four corners, all God's children chosen, has to they have to be destroyed before we gain full liberty, meaning we're completely free. Because as long as they rule or have any type of rulership, we will be targeted by them, or we would be constantly being in battle with them. And God said that in the he said when he told Moses in the book, I think it was the book of Deuteronomy or Exodus, one of them, where he said that he told Moses to rehearse to Joshua that God will war with Amalek from generation to generation. And Amalek is the seed of Esau. And they the ones that I said have been over all world power. They've been over everything. They established the writings. They established the legal system, all literature like books, trade. They're the ones who have been the ones primarily over all the bondage or everything having to do with us being in captivity, the slavery, the contracts. So they the ones to create the contracts, and they ruled over us rigorously with contracts. Like our bondage was, our slavery was so harsh because of these people. And they, like I said, they are the true world power. Like they are over everything. And which I said they are the descendants of Esau. So we know Esau has been the one that has ruled everything. And like I've done in all my videos, I've showed you how Esau has gone from place to place, region to region, everywhere they go. They rule with the sword. They're military. They take, they conquer, and then they name it after themselves. And then they steal the identity of the people that are on that land. So family, I want to show you the three world powers, and each world power has to be dead by September 10th. The reason I say September 10th is because that's the day of Jubilee. That's when Jubilee began. So Jubilee, and I mentioned in my video, I did a video about Denzel Washington's family, and I mentioned Jubilee because Jubilee is every 50 years, the Jew, the Hebrew, the Israelites, they celebrate what is known as Jubilee. And it's a time of release, and it's God's release, where he released all debt, all prisoners, indentured servants, slaves, anything, everything is free, goes free. That's he free, give liberty to everything, everybody, everything, and all the lands, property, lands, whatever you owned, he gives it back to you. It's a time of liberty. So family, the three world powers that I'm talking about is military, government, and religion. And I mentioned them before in my last video, which one? Where I talked about the Amalekites, the Phoenicians, and the Jewish people are all the same. So I mentioned the three world powers, which those nations that I just named rule over. They rule over the military, they rule over the religion, and they rule over government. And government is already falling. Government started falling and has fallen since that so-called Queen Elizabeth died. Queen Elizabeth II, who was the British monarch or whatever they call her, and she ruled over the United Kingdoms. That means she ruled over basically Europeans, all European, anything European she ruled over. Or just say like the descendants of Esau, because she, like I always describe her grandson as being a descendant of Esau. So we know she's a descendant of Esau. So she ruled over government, which is taxes, housing, the state of the people, especially taxes. The taxes that, like the work and things that we did here, she ruled over that. That's why all the tax money that was made here off the backs of the children of Israel was sent over there to provide for that kingdom, for her kingdom, the United Kingdoms. United Kingdoms is just saying all the kingdoms, European Union, United Kingdom, and NATO. They all the same. It's a representation of all the Europeans, which is Esau. How they came together to establish a beast system to bring down the children of Israel in bondage. God's chosen people to bring them down in captivity and keep them there with the intent to destroy them. And that's why I say you need to go to the book of Psalm 83 and read it, because Psalm 83 tells all the nations, which is the United Kingdom, that came together to destroy the children of Israel. Let me see if I can find it. I'll read it to you right quick. So it says, Psalm 83 says, keep not thy silent, O God. O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. A tumult is a trap, and they that hate thee, meaning all the people that hate God, because the devil is their father, have come together. It says they have lifted up their head, meaning they done came up with an idea. And that idea says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Crafty counsel is meaning they being slick. Crafty means they slick or sly or think they got game. So they done came up together with crafty counsel, meaning all of them done conspired together with they done came together with their thoughts. And it said consult against thy hidden ones. Hidden ones is us, because nobody knew who we really were as a people. So as far as who we are as a nation, it has been hidden. And 4 says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no longer be in remembrance. Israel, see, Jacob, who our forefather name was changed to Israel when he fought against the angel, and he demanded a blessing, and he blessed him and his seed after him. Yeah. So they came together. He said they came together so that to wipe us out, to try to destroy us. And that's what I was saying about the queen. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Consulted mean they came together. Confederate, it says they with one consent, meaning all of them had one idea in mind. And they all came together with that one idea. And it says they are confederate against thee. Confederate is an army, meaning they came in numbers to try to destroy us, that our name will be no longer in remembrance. And it says, the tabernacle of Edom, Ishmael, lights. Edom, Ishmael. Remember I said Edom, Esau. Moab, the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon. Amalek, the Philistines with inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joining with them, and they have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. See, so I named all of them, and all of them are descendants of Esau. Every last one of them. So family, like I said, one world power has already been destroyed. And they claim that when she died, they said she died of old age. But sources close to her, which was the Prime Minister Bojo or Boris Johnson, he said that her death she died from bone marrow cancer. Bone marrow cancer. And I say her having bone marrow cancer represents all the bones that she buried of the children of slaves, which were the children of Israel. Yep, she buried a lot of us, because a lot of people she served as queen during the time of her captivity. Her family has ruled over us, and primarily the ones that put us in bondage. And like I said, she's a descendant of Esau, and all of them fall up under his descendants. So as far as government, they came up with a beast system. And I told you they did it with the birth certificate so that they can rule over us through that birth certificate. Like I said, when we sign those birth certificates, we allow this government to become our parents, or the parents of our children. Says she died at 309. They said 310, but our sources showed me she died at 309. 9 is complete. She was 96 years old. She died on September 9th. They say 8th, but it was the 9th. And All of these nines are symbolic for the rule of her kingdom, that British kingdom, that monarchy or whatever that is they call over there, that has ruled over the children of Israel, was complete when she died. We really was free. Yep. So, and she died in 2022. It says, and like I told you, from 2019 even up to now, God has been judging this. It's getting more rapid that he's been judging this place according to judgment, time of judgment. He said after we did our 400 years in slavery, Christ was going to return and began to judge this place. So he began to judge this place from 2019 up until now. And now we're completely in those last days because we're coming up on Jubilee. Jubilee. Like I said, everything is, he's got to, judgment got to be according to judgment, according to Jubilee. Everybody, all these people gonna be judged already. That's why I said all the three world power will be destroyed by September 10th. So like I said, she was a part of a United Kingdom. She was queen over the United Kingdom, where all those kingdoms were united together to bring the children of the Most High down into bondage, and with the intent to destroy them. So that's her. Now let me show you her dominance is the government. That's the one world power. That's all God is already dealing with. Now, he's already dealt with government and still dealing with them because he's tearing down all of these things that has been symbolic for government, like all of these businesses and all of these, like even the White House. You can see what's going on with Donald Trump. Anything dealing with government, and everything is dealing with government, really. But like I said, he's already tearing that down. So religion. And remember I did a video the other day where I mentioned how he said he was going to expose the churches that I said was set up. They were set up by the devil. They was established by the devil and set up by Rome, the Roman Catholic Church. So I told you how in my video I mentioned how he was tearing down the church by exposing everything that's going on inside the church and letting everybody know that they were not sent by him, because he don't dwell in the temples made by man hands. And yeah, I gave you guys a glimpse of all the things that's going on in the church. So the Vatican right now is being judged because guess what? The Pope is suffering from chronic lung disease, and they mentioned something. I guess it's called pointive, and it said Friday the Vatican made a statement that mentioned the Pope condition continues to be more critical. His health continues to decline. It says his condition continues to be critical. Therefore, as far as explaining, yesterday on Friday, the Pope is not out of danger. This is the first time the word critical was used in regards to his health ever since his hospitalization on February 14th. See, February 14th was their so-called Valentine's Day. Ain't that the day of love, your heart? But God's showing that joker heart. He ain't never had no love, especially not for his people. So he been in the hospital since Valentine's Day. Yeah. And it says, meanwhile, the doctors treating the pontiff, they fear the onset of sepsis, a life-threatening condition which can lead to organ failure and death. This could happen if germs in his respiratory system enter into his bloodstream. So he's already critical. So we already know that lung is under attack, and it ain't gonna be long. So let me show you. So his power, world power, religion. So that's government and religion. Now Donald Trump is the military, and with all of these systems right here, they have ruled. So let me show you Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the military. And I showed you in one of my videos, I mentioned the military as being Esau, the military. Remember I told you Alexander the Greek, That's how he conquered all the lands. They call him the Great. I call him the Great. But that's how he conquered all the lands and took over everything through his military. And I told you Esau was a hunter when he was born. It says the boys grew. I think it's Genesis 25:25. It says when the boys, 25 or 26, it said when the boys grew, Esau became a cunning hunter and Jacob was a plain man that dwelled in the tents. So Esau hunting, the sword, force. That's how he gained all that he had. And it's saying that Donald Trump, a descendant of Esau, military. The United States have always ruled over the children of Israel with military, with force, with their sword, their guns, their horses, their chariots, all these things they use to rule over us. And God says, I told you in my last video, he states that, he said, do not go down to Egypt for help. He said, where they stay on their horses and their chariots. And he said, and they are many, but they do not turn to the God of Israel. See, so he's saying that they think they got so much power because they come in numbers, and it's so many of them, and they got all these weapons, but they have not regarded him who created, who allowed all of it to be created and can destroy it at any second. And that's what he is doing. So let me read to you guys real quick what it says in the book of Daniel, where, like I told you, the books have been opened. God told Daniel to seal up the books until the time of abomination and desolation. That's going on right now. And he said the only one that will be able to open that book would be the Lamb of God. And he will do that when he returned to judge. And Jesus is back. And that book has been unsealed and opened. So guess what he's doing now? Judging. And I read it to you in the book of Revelations, and I'll read it to you again. And it says, let me read it to you right quick in this video. Let me hurry up because I want to get it on, get it. It says in the book of Revelations, it says 11 says, and 20:11 says, and I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. See, he done cast Satan out, and he's saying that the one on the dressed in white on the throne, that's our Messiah, that's Jesus. And it says, 12 says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. He's raising the dead. See, we are considered the dead because guess what? When all this time we've been in captivity, we haven't been known. We have not been acknowledged. And like I told you before, that the birth certificate, once we signed the birth certificate took the place of the actual live man. We were made into a business, and we weren't regarded as a human being or person or people or man or woman or children. So we were considered dead. And he said, and the book was open, and the dead was judged from that book, according to those things that are written in the book, according to their works, what they did. So we're being judged because of the things that caused us to go into captivity anyway, and the things we did while we were in captivity, it says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which was in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. This is what's going on right now. Because like I said, the books have been opened. So Jesus is judging. So you got so many people that's being judged and being cast into the lake of fire because of their works, the things that they did. That's where they're going to serve eternity. So right here it says, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, and this place has been considered Babylon. Because we went in captivity when Jesus was being born. In the book of Matthew 1:16 through 18, it tells us that the talks of Jesus. It says the birth of Jesus was on the wise, and at the same time we were being carried out into Babylon. So Babylon is slavery, bondage. So this country is considered Babylon. Daniel had a dream and a vision of his head up on his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. That's all the four corners. The four winds is north, south, east, and west. Saying that they strove. He just talking about the corners, the four corners, the earth. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. These are nations, people who rise. He said the beasts came up from the sea, meaning they came up with power. They was given power when they came up from sea. And sea, remember I told you, anytime we talk about sea, it's trade, how they prospered through trade. The sea is their way that they did business. And it says, the first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld the wings there were plucked, and it lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet, and as a man, and a man's heart was given it. That's Babylon. This place right here, Babylon. Babylon, the reason I say is Babylon, it says the first was like a lion. Judah is the lion that went in captivity here. That's symbolic for America, Babylon. And 2, and it says, and had eagle wings, and I beheld the wings there were plucked. The wings, the eagle wings is, remember I told you the eagle, the reason I say it's America too, because the eagle was the America's bird, symbol of freedom, remember? So Babylon here, that's talking about Babylon, but it's symbolic for America. And then it says, 5 says, and behold, another beast, second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. That's Medes and Persia, which was changed. Their names was changed from Medes and Persia to Iraq and Iran. And then it says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of fowl. The bird had also 4 heads, and the dominion was given it. That's Alexander the Greek. They say Greek, I say Greek, but that's Alexander the Greek. That's Esau's forefather. And see, when I was reading about Babylon, see, Babylon didn't have that power at that time. It was given power. But then you had those that came behind it, and their power was greater. So it was Babylon at that time, but I'm going to get ready to show you that when it came back more powerful as America. So it says, so I read that one was Alexander the Greek, or Rome. Rome was given power, right? Alexander the Greek, Esau. After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceeding, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. That's America. Well, Great Britain. And you know they call this place British North America, but it's talking about England or Britain. And it says it stamped the residue. That's talking about us. How it said it stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. 10 horn is NATO, the European Union. NATO stands for, what does it stand for? National. What does NATO stands for? It's just an alliance, a group of European countries. All those European countries came together to create a force, to a treaty or an organization to provide protection against war from that war just can't break out. It's called North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the European Union share a commitment to the security and work together to address threats, meaning that somebody just can't up, like nations can't just up and come against each other in war. They got a treaty that that keeps that from happening. And that's how they keep peace treaty. That's why I was saying what happened with Donald Trump and Zelensky the other day in the White House. That's what that treaty is for. Because they was talking about a peace treaty, but they didn't come to an agreement. So yeah. So it said, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. And it says, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. That's Jesus. That's the Messiah. His throne. See, he right now we're in judgment. He's casting down all of those that I just named, all of them that came together. Each one of them had their time to rule. And now he shut them all down because he's coming back. He has come back to rule. That's why he has to judge in order to be able to rule. He got to tear down all this wicked kingdom so his righteous kingdom can come in. And guess who he's getting ready to destroy last? Donald Trump, Satan. He said he got to put death under his feet, meaning he got to see. Satan is the angel of death. He's the one that brought about all of this evil, this killing of all these everybody, all of this destruction. He is the key to it. But Donald Trump is symbolic for all of it because he ruled his country, and this country has the one that has had the most power over all. See, Donald Trump kingdom came last. That's the one where I named the European Union. That's where all of those nations that I named, Great Britain, Medes, Persia, Babylon, all of them together gave all their power to the beast, which is this kingdom right here. They all gave their power to him. And because they all gave their power to him, they made him strong. But now his kingdom is coming to an end. End time. Donald Trump, end time prophecy. Satan. Donald Trump is the Satan's son. And I told you guys in my last video, he's the Antichrist. And his kingdom has come to an end. And like I said, all world power has to be destroyed. And Donald Trump is going to be the last one to be destroyed. Because like I said, Christ has conquered death. That's why he died and was raised up, resurrected, because he had to conquer death for this time so that he can put Satan to death, put death under his feet, meaning to rule over Satan, over the dead, to rule death so that he can bring about his righteous kingdom. Because when death is confined, or when he throw him into the bottomless pit and seal it up, all evil, death, and everything that came with Satan, wickedness, everything that came with him has been gotten rid of. So here it is right here. It says, so I told you, he says, head like a pure wool, his throne like fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. See, judgment was already set. The books was open. He judging. He said judgment was set. Now it's come forth. He opened the books, because I said he was the only one who could open the book, because the books had to be opened during the time of judgment. And those books got everything written down in them that every man has done, his works. He said he going to judge every man according to his works, his deeds. So everything that's written in those books that men have done that's been evil, he judging them according to that. So Donald Trump, you represent this whole kingdom. And these last days, see, from Donald Trump beginning was set up for these last days. So throughout his whole lifetime, he ain't did nothing but evil. So now he's being judged for his evil. And like I said, when time for liberty comes, he got to be gone. And so it says, here's the last and final verse. It says, 11 says, and I beheld, then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. And Donald Trump is that horn. Said, I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. He said, 12 says, and concerning the rest of the beast. Oh, no, that's not it. Well, yeah, it says, and beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. That means he destroyed him and cast him into hell. And Donald Trump told you, y'all be looking out for him because he's going to be out of here before September. Him and the Pope both. That's why both of their kingdoms is being destroyed right now, so that God's people can be free once again and God's kingdom can reign. So family, with that being said, I thank you guys for visiting this video, and I'll see you on the next one.